Alright everyone, we start off today with very funny linguistic propaganda. Unfortunately, in all of the humor, we're losing sight of the fact that we still have a regrettable situation on the southern border. We'll have to pick this apart because the propaganda is so obvious that a lot of people aren't even getting it. Like if you look at the cognitive dissonance on, well, I'll get into it in a moment because first I should probably say there is a pinned comment if you're watching on YouTube with links to 4 other video hosting sites that I use. You should join me on one or more of them because I am making exclusive content now for alt tech sites as of a few days from now. Right now I'm still doing BitChute exclusive, so you should join me there. You're not getting your daily clank. You're only getting 2 videos a day instead of 3. How will you ever survive? Anyway, if you look at the link in the description, see some funny shit. The MSM is doing what Biden wants at this point. They're covering for him. Now, weeks ago, Joe Biden's administration started referring to migrant facilities for children, temporary facilities for unaccompanied minors, and so forth. And they started using language like that to describe the same exact situation in the same exact facilities made by Obama and then used by Trump, which were referred to only when Trump was president as kids in cages. And you'll remember that famous photo op with AOC by the fence next to the parking lot of the facility, actually. And she's like bent over like this and crying and doing the primal scream therapy at the fences as though, you know, and then all the Democrats went to visit the facility and they were saying things like, well, they're drinking out of toilets. Yes, combination toilet sink units like are used in many modern prisons simply because they are safer, simply because it is more space efficient. These people, like Schumer was there, and he was looking sadly at the children stuff, and it's like, you had years and years to solve this problem, and you did butt-fuck nothing. In fact, you threw open the border, said, hey, everyone, come on in, and then, you know, of course, there are going to be minors that come in unaccompanied, or they're accompanied, but you have to find out whether it's actually their relative and isn't someone who's fucking enslaving them. This is actually a problem. Human trafficking at the southern border, you're talking about a major, major issue. You're talking about tens of thousands of kids disappearing off into cartel networks and shit like that. Now, the MSM is being very helpful because I think I know what happened. Biden spent a few weeks, his administration, not really him, he's the figurehead more than anything else, using different terms for kids in cages, which is still what it is. And then they decided that migrant facility for children sounds the nicest, and probably they had like focus group testing, and they're like, well, there was a 30% reduction in people opposing kids in cages if you just relabel it with this moniker. So we'll start using this. So now the newest Biden facility, the newest Kids in Cages facility has opened, and it's hilarious because they're housing these kids in slightly modified shipping containers. The problem at the southern border is so sheer they have to build new facilities, only now instead of having mainly indoor facility, like a centralized structure, I guess, they're trying to make it appear to be a little bit less draconian. How many kids are you fitting inside of each one of those containment units? How much land do you need for all the containment units you need? Thousands and thousands and thousands of these are going to have to be built when you could literally just spend the same exact resources building a wall. Now, what I've suggested for years is quite simple. If you don't want the migrant crisis, you need to focus on trying to alleviate pressure in Central America. That means that we need to actually get smart about how to fight cartel violence. You do that by ending the drug war. The Democrats are too busy. They just want to smoke weed because it's fashionable. So there's no attempt to end fundamentally the systemic reason why the cartels have destabilized the Yucatan, operate in Central America and parts of South America with impunity. No attempt is made to address this. No attempt is made to stop the flow of humans across the border, to slow down the pace of illegal immigration so things can at the very least be processed, so that at the very least we're capable of paying for things. No attempt is made to invest in diplomatic efforts to overthrow socialism, which is the root cause of the problem in Central America, and to install actual functional governments. I'm not saying world policing, I'm not saying invade, I'm saying attempt to convince the people there of the fact that their misery is not the result of too little welfare, because it's not. Now, socialism is the reason for most of those problems. The illegal immigration crisis in the United States is due to 3 things. Our government doesn't want to stop the crisis because it's lucrative for their business partners. They want illegals in the country. The Dreamers are basically just a serf class. They have no full legal status, so they're not privy to the same kind of benefits as a normal U.S. citizen. But they can pay taxes. Isn't that wonderful? You have taxpayers that can't vote. Isn't that great? So there's no wherewithal for them. There's no attempt to stop the drug war, and there's no attempt to tackle the political issue, which is leftism. Leftism responsible for the migration of tens of millions of human beings in Latin America through to the United States and other greener pastures. This crisis could be easily solved within 10 years. But that would require... See, this is the problem. If you've got a corrupt government that doesn't want to solve problems because those problems are being used as a perennial voting issue, and trust me, it's both Republicans and Democrats primarily doing this, nothing's going to be done. The Republicans love the fact that there's an illegal immigration crisis at the southern border. They can use it for political fodder and the corporations make more money. Democrats love that fact because then they can pander and say, well, we care about you so much. That's why all legal Hispanic voters should vote for us because, look, we're showing up to give toys to little Mexican children that are illegally in the country. It's a farce is what it is. And this is a farce too. This is propaganda. It is the same exact facility structure. It's the same exact concept. Biden has done nothing. We should have assumed that that would be the case. The leftists were absolutely insane. Oh, Joe Biden's going to fix the problem. We're going to legalize these people. It's saying, no, you aren't. I warned you that he wasn't going to do that. The leftists, you leftists have gotten duped. You've gotten completely conned by the Democrats because you took the two-party bait. Perennially, most voters are like, well, I don't like either party, but... the news keeps telling me Orange Man bad, so I guess I have to vote for old demented Joe instead. They all bit the bullet. They all decided to hold their noses and support Beijing Biden. Well, you know, you got what you paid for, and you're going to be paying a lot more. A lot of these creators that did the hold the nose thing, they have reasonably high incomes. You know, when you're a streamer, you pull it in, $500 a fucking stream or something, oh, your tax rate is going to skyrocket. And it's going to be funny because some of these people will bitch about it. Oh, well, I wouldn't mind it, but it's all going to bomb people. They're not helping the immigrants. There's no universal health care. We don't know what happened. Because you voted for Joe Biden, you idiot. Of course you're not going to get any of these things. He's dragging his heels on giving you a lukewarm fucking another stimulus. Where's the money, Joe? Our own money that, the government keeps stealing from us. It's fucking stupid. Migrant facility for children. Yeah, it's not a prison. It's a temporary holding facility for malcontents. It's not starvation. It's a really great weight loss system. That's about all. Peace out.